When something goes wrong, we focus on what is that we got.
I love the story of tragedy to triumph. Your house burns down and then you end up building a multi-million-dollar renovation company, overcoming colon cancer. You're incredible.
I'm just a normal person, to be honest. I couldn't have children, and it destroyed me, and it made me become resilient in a way that I wanted it so badly that nothing was going to stop me from getting it. My most desired thing, which was to have children, to get pregnant. Because of this thing that happened, it moved me to the next level and moved me to the next level. So by the time that I had the colon cancer and by the time that my house burned down, the universe is making me actually reflect back into myself and say, what's next? It's preparing me for what's happening next.
Hey everybody, it's Chris Duncan here. I am so excited to be bringing you another author. This is Maria Byworth, one of my favorite people who are contributing to this book because I love the story of tragedy to triumph. And this lady, gosh, I mean, I'm reading it, Maria, reading your chapter going, how the heck did you do that? Your house burns down and then you end up building a multi-million-dollar renovation company. Anyway, overcoming colon cancer, you're incredible. So thank you so much for contributing to the book. Would you just maybe give us a quick brief history of who you are and why you chose to write a chapter in this book?
Thank you, Chris. Lovely to be here today. I'm just a normal person, to be honest, but I truly believe in the inner strength of who we are. Yes, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a work colleague. I have been able to really make big things out of my life. And the reason for it is because very young in my life, I couldn't have children, and it destroyed me. And it made me become resilient in a way that I wanted it so badly that nothing was going to stop me from getting it. So I had to find a way in my inner strength to try and work out what was stopping me from achieving my most desired thing, which was to have children, to get pregnant. That started me in what I believe, because of this thing that happened, it moved me to the next level and moved me to the next level. So by the time that I had the colon cancer and by the time that my house burned down, people were saying to me, why are you happy? You should be sitting in the corner going, why me, why me? And I said, no, I'm happy because the universe is making me actually reflect back into myself and say, what's next? It's preparing me for what's happening next. Because every tragedy that happens in your life, it's to basically get you ready for what's coming next. And I truly believe that. So my house fire, I was happy because, you know what? I lost 95% of everything. But at the end of the day, my husband was sleeping. I was in bed sleeping. So was my son. The three of us came out of the house without one tiny little burn. And you have to be grateful, because when you consider what could have been, I could only but be happy.
Wow. What a great perspective. It's funny just how many, people in life, they have one thing go wrong and they do curl up in a corner and give up. And there's something inside of you that says, no, house burning down, here you can't have children, and then colon cancer as well, like huge things. What is it that allows you to be somebody that stays in that focus of what you're creating? Like how do you do that? If anyone out there is listening who's going through a big, tragedy or diagnosis or having something like, wanting to become a parent and not being able to, like, do you have any advice for them, I guess?
You need to let go of what you believe is. When I had the colon cancer, I remember my husband was really, really angry. And so was my family, because I chose not to go through what the doctor recommendations were of chemotherapy or radiation.
Wow, that's really hard to do. Go again. Yeah, well done. That's really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had this belief, and I think it just comes inside of you. And I think it's because of the work that I have done on through my years. I believe that I knew that I could heal myself. I read a lot of books, and to me, the conversation that I had with my husband and my parents and my doctor was, I want to spend, if I had got 6 months to live or 12 months to live, whatever, I want to spend it happy, traveling with my children, giving them, and using, the stories that I do not want to be in a bed, in a hospital, with this grief killing me inside. I said, it's not the memories that I want my children to have of me. So I said,
Wow.
so I'm going to go with a bang, but I'm not going to be in a bed.
Wow. You're amazing. And I mean, the book that we've co-authored, Superconscious Transformation, it's about transformation and, rising into a new creation, a new you, rising from the ashes. And boy, you really are an example of that. Like my next question on here is like, how does your chapter fit into the theme of transformation? I'm like, wow, it's pretty obvious. So I love this. It's incredible, and it's like it's nearly innate in you to do this. You've done it in so many different ways, and I love that. Something that I did love about your chapter was you talked about flow state, and I thought, well, as a first time reader and everyone out there listening, make sure you go get a copy of our book, because Maria's chapter is awesome. My chapter, all the chapters are great. But I thought it was such an interesting, almost paradox from the start of all of these amazing, these amazing transformations from some really hard times. And then you start talking about flow state, and I'm like, wow, okay, here we go. So how do those two relate in your mind? I feel like you've got a different perspective of how transformation and flow state relates.
I think with the flow for me, it's like you have to be in that state. It's like when the house burned down, and it took about a year. My husband was getting really angry because the insurance company was taking too long. And I said to him, listen, things happen for a reason, right? And I always believe that things will fall in your life when they're meant to. And if they know that there's any resistance, and this is what I mean with the flow, you just need to let it go, because there's something there that is not meant to be. So I, didn't push with the insurance company. I just let it be. And then we ended up that the insurance company paid my company, because I'd started the renovations company. They paid my company to rebuild my house. So I was able to redo what I wanted. And this is what I'm talking, when you're in the flow and you let go and you truly think about what is it that you want. And to me, what I wanted was to build my house. So I didn't care how long it was going to take. I just knew what the end result was. So I just needed to be in the flow of what was coming and not push or resist. My job was just to think, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want.
You are an example of everything that I teach. It's so great. I love hearing this. I'm just nodding away like, yeah, you just let go of how it is, and notice what you want to create, and you take action without trying to force it or manipulate. That's how you have it. And you do just flow towards what you want. And I love that you've got such real world examples of a house burning down and then birthing a multi-million-dollar renovation company, or I just love that. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, really. And I hope everyone out there listening really gets that. So is there some common challenges that you see others face in this area when maybe things are going wrong or when they're trying to get into the flow state? What challenges do you see that others have? Um, and do you have any suggestions on how to overcome them?
I feel, and
I
I see it
feel, and I
through
see it
my
through my
employees and
employees and my family
friends.
and my friends.
It's that
we
focus,
as humans,
we focus
we
of what
focus of what
we
don't
want,
want, we don't
the things that are
want, the
coming
things
at
that
us
are
that we
coming
don't
at us that
want.
we don't
We
want.
focus on that
Rather
rather
than
than
focusing on what is
focusing on what is
that we
For
want.
example,
Last year,
the reason why I wrote
the
the
reason
book,
why I
I
wrote
think
the
it was
book, I think it was
reinforcing myself.
I had a challenge that happened at
And I
work.
was
And I was
focusing
focusing
on
on what I didn't want,
what I didn't
and I've had
want.
to stop myself,
And then Maria,
and
you're
then
not
Maria,
better than
you're not
this.
better than this.
And the chapter
And
was
the
a
chapter was a
reminder
reminder
to focus on what was the end result that I wanted. So really helping me
change that,
I was allowing. So I think the biggest thing with everybody out there is that when something goes wrong, we focus on what is it that is going wrong rather than focusing on what is it that we got. And it takes a lot, you know, because as human beings, it's so easy to just your brain takes over and it's like a train wreck. It just keeps going back to what is it that we don't want. So it needs, and I think meditation helps me a lot, and breathing exercises help me a lot to quieten my mind and go back and do my affirmations and focus on what is it that I want.
Yeah. Focus truly is the key. It really is. What I love that you just said, I want to make sure all the listeners heard this, is that you wrote this chapter as a reminder to you. And as somebody hearing that, I really, I've read your chapter. It's a good chapter. I'm telling you, everyone listen, it's a really good chapter. And so it's what you wanted to write for yourself. And so anyone out there who wants to understand what Maria would write for herself, go get the copy of our book, The Superconscious Transformation. It's got some amazing stories, amazing knowledge in there. And one of the things I love about it is everyone had to be very brief, just write one chapter. So I feel like it's just got the best of the best in there. And so you've obviously been able to create some change in your life and transformation. And you mentioned meditation and affirmations. Do you have a way that you implement that in your life that makes it easy? I know a lot of people struggle to stay focused when it comes to meditation and affirmations. Is there a trick that you have to share with us about staying committed?
Every morning when I wake up, so I wake up at 4 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I do is I put my headphones on and I put my meditation. Now, it has to be a guided meditation because otherwise my brain doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going. So for me, what it works is a guided meditation that I can I do my breathing exercises. And then I do try to quieten my mind. I started with a couple of minutes without it. I'm up to about 10 minutes. I think I've got a bit of ADHD in my personality. So it's really hard for my brain to be quiet. But I think it's consistently. Just do it consistent. It's like going to the gym. You start and then, once your brain becomes a habit. So now I just automatically wake up at 4 o'clock. I do my meditation. I'm at the gym by 6 o'clock. I do my celery juicing. I try to do the best thing for my body. Okay, I still breathe, so I'm not saying that I do everything right. But if you make it a habit of doing it every day, yes, at the beginning, it's going to take a long time. It's going to go, I don't want to do it. Your brain is going to try that. Don't do it. It's not going to do any good for you. Continue. Even if it's 1 day, 1 minute, you extend it to 2 minutes, make it a habit.
I was somebody that really had to get sold on meditation. Like, to me, it seemed like I was just wasting time. And it wasn't until someone explained to me that you're teaching your brain to focus. and you spend so much time of your day focused in the wrong way on what you don't want, as you said. And so anyone that needs a little bit extra convincing, meditation is training your brain to focus and being able to shift its focus onto something. Because as you're creating, as you're trying to step into a new you, your brain will focus on how it's always been, right? And on what's wrong and how this person's annoying you, or how, your house is burnt down, or you have this diagnosis. And having the ability to go, right, well, that's true, but I would prefer to focus on what I want. It's a real skill. And I feel like you've mastered this. If someone's out there listening and they want to get in touch with you and learn more about what you do, is there a way they can do that, or is it best that they just go to this book? How could someone get in contact with you to learn more about what you do?
Oh, look, I'm open for people to definitely contact me in any way, through email or phone number or whatever. The best thing is read the book.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be amazing. I've seen, what you do, and I'm very excited to be part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. The other thing that I do, Chris, that works really well for me, and it works really good for my business, it's when someone really upsets me.
Yeah.
It's to actually create time and space, move away from having to make any decision, breathe it out, and then come back without having the emotion attached to what the outcome is going to be.
Right. Breath is very important in carrying that space. They always say, if you're going to write an email when you're angry, just walk away, just walk away and, reset and become neutral first. So that's really good advice. Well, I would love everybody to go read your chapter. I love everybody listening who wants to rebirth and create a new orientation to go and get their copy of the Superconscious Transformation book. We have 12 amazing authors and myself have all put together the best chapter that we can about how you can transform your life super conscious. Incredible. So there's links underneath. I'll put Maria's email underneath this video as well if you want to reach out to her personally. And with that being said, Maria, is there any final message you'd want to leave with anybody listening today?
I am so grateful to be part of this book with you, Chris. Super excited. And I just hope whoever's at there grab a copy. I cannot wait to read it myself. So thank you so much for making me part of it.
Yeah, thanks, Maria. Thanks, everyone, for listening. As the lady said, go and get your copy of the book. Links underneath this video. Stay focused, stay super conscious, and let us know how you enjoy the book. Bye for now.